Hello, welcome back. So let us go with the design of a circular column. The problem is design a circular column to carry an axial load of 1500 kilonewton using lateral ties. The unsupported length of column equal to 3.3 meter. Check the slenderness of column and minimum eccentricity. So let us go through the problem. Design a circular column to carry an axial load of 1500 kilonewton using lateral ties. So the unsupported length of the column is 3.3 meter. Check the slenderness of column and minimum eccentricity. Here the grade of steel and concrete are not given. So we are going to assume those. So let us assume M20 concrete. Therefore, FCK equal to 20 Newton per millimeter square and Fe 450 steel. Therefore, Fy equal to 450 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. So here diameter we don't know, that is diameter of the column we don't know, and also we don't know the area of steel. That's what we need to find out. Here we have two unknowns. So here, as far as the length of the column is concerned, L equal to, that is the unsupported length or total length of the column equal to 3.3 meter. But we don't know the effective length unless we know the end conditions, so we cannot know the effective length. So in the absence of the given end conditions, so what we can do is we can assume whatever the end conditions convenient for us. So here I am going to assume both ends as hinged. That way the unsupported length will be equal to the effective length. By assuming both ends as hinged, the effective length LE equal to K times L, where K equal to 1, L is 3.3, that is equal to 3.3 meter is the effective length. Okay. So we are going to get K value from table 28 on page 94 of the code book. Next we have only one formula, that is Pu equal to 0.4 FCK AC plus 0.67 Fy ASC. So we can use that formula under two conditions. One is the column should be short, and the other is E minimum, that is the minimum eccentricity should be less than or at most equal to 0.05 d, where d is the diameter of the column. So in the absence of the diameter not knowing, and also here we cannot find out what is the slenderness of the column, that is slenderness ratio of the column. So we cannot say the column is long or short, or we cannot check whether the column is long or short. And another thing is, E minimum should be less than or equal to 0.05 D. When it comes to E minimum, as per 25.4 of the code, so E minimum should be equal to L by 500 plus D by 30. Here again we don't know the diameter, so we cannot check for E minimum. So in this case what we do is, we are going to assume that those two conditions are satisfied, or those two conditions are met. That is, the column is short and the other is E minimum is less than or equal to 0.05 D. So by assuming that, we can go ahead and make use of the formula given under 39.3 on page 71 of the code book. Okay. So by using that formula, we can find out what is the diameter of the steel, diameter of the column required. So once we have the diameter of the column, we can go back and check for those two conditions, or we can go back and satisfy those two conditions. Is it clear to you? So let us assume that the column is short and E minimum should be less than or at most equal to 0.05 D. Okay. Therefore, we can use Pu equal to 0.4 FCK AC plus 0.67 Fy ASC. Okay, this is in 39.3 page 71 of the code book. So coming back to this Pu value, so I am going to add one more line here. Given P equal to 1500 kilonewton. Okay, that is the actual load. So the design load or the factored load or the ultimate load Pu is given by 1.5 times 1500, that is equal to 2250 kilonewton. Okay, so coming back to this equation, Pu is known, Fc is known, Fy is known. Okay, AC is not known and AC is not known, but we have only one equation. So using one equation we cannot solve for two unknowns. So in this case what we have to do is, we have to assume some value for AC or for ASC. But generally we are going to assume certain percentage of compression steel. So as the code says, the minimum percentage of steel we have to provide is 0.8%. and the maximum percentage of steel allowed is 6%. So I am going to assume some value between those two extremes. So let us assume the area of steel equal to 2% of the gross area. That is area of steel, that is area of compression steel equal to 2% of the gross area. Okay, if I call this equation 1, that is this as equation 1. So I am going to simplify this further, or I am going to write further FCK. AC is the area of concrete, that is AG minus ASC. That is the gross area of cross section minus the area of compression steel is the area of concrete. That is, if this is the gross area of the column, circular column, we have some bars here. So area of concrete is the total area minus the area of the compression steel. So that's what I have written here. That is, area of concrete is equal to gross area minus the area of compression steel. Plus, for this I am going to write as it is ASC, that is 0.4 FCK AG minus, so for ASC I am going to substitute this value, that is 2% means 0.02 of AG, that is 0.02 of AG plus 0.67 multiplied by 415. For ASC again I am going to substitute this 0.02 AG. So for PU it is 2250 multiplied by 1000, because I am converting the value into Newton. So we have AG is the only unknown. So after simplification, so I am going to get the value of AG equal to, therefore AG equal to 167910 millimeter square. That is the gross area of cross section of the column we need. Okay. So if you provide AG of this much, that is the cross section of the column of this much, we need exactly 2% of the steel. Okay. So for this cross section area, let us find out what is the diameter of the column required. Therefore, AG is pi by 4 d square, where d is the diameter of the column, that is equal to 167910. Therefore, d equal to 462 millimeter. Okay. So this diameter of the column we are not going to provide. So we are going to provide say 475 mm or 450 mm. So if you provide 475 millimeter, then the area of cross section of the column will increase. So once it increases, the area of or the percentage of steel required will be less than 2. If you decrease this diameter to 450 millimeter, then the percentage of steel required will be little bit greater than 2. So here I am going to provide exactly 450 millimeter diameter column. Therefore, we shall provide 450 millimeter diameter column. Okay. So once this is done, again we will come back to the same formula. So now we know the cross sectional area. Then the only thing we don't know will be ASC. Then we can go back and we can find out what exactly is the area of compression steel required. Okay. So before doing that, because now we know what is the diameter we are providing, so we have to go back and satisfy these two conditions. One is the column should be short, and the other is E minimum should be less than or equal to 0.05 D. So let us check for those two conditions. To check the column is short or long. Another name for long is slender. Okay. So that is slenderness ratio LE by D that is 3.30 multiplied by 1000. So that is, I am converting the value into millimeter, divided by 450, that is the diameter of the column. That value turns out to be 7.33, and this is less than 12. Okay, because this value is less than 12, therefore the column is short. The column is short. Next condition we have to satisfy is whether E minimum is less than or at most equal to 0.05 D. So to check this, first we have to do is we have to find out what is E minimum. E minimum equal to L by 500 plus D by 30. This is as per 25.4 on page 42 of the code book. So what is L? L is the unsupported length, which is 3.3 meter divided by 500 plus D is 450, that is the diameter of the column, divided by 30, that is 21.3. And also the code says this E minimum value should not be less than 20 mm. That means take higher of these two values as E minimum value. Therefore, E minimum equal to 21.33 millimeter. So once E minimum is calculated, we have to check whether this condition is satisfied or not. So we know E minimum. Next, 0.05 D equal to 0.05 into 450, that is equal to 22.5 millimeter. So if you check these two values, of course here E minimum is less than 0.05 D. So both the conditions are satisfied. As I said, to use that formula given under 39.3 on page 71 of the code book, so we have to satisfy these two conditions. One is the column should be short and E minimum should be less than or equal to 0.05 D. Okay, we learned that formula without satisfying those two. We simply assumed that those conditions are satisfied and we went ahead and made use of the formula under 39.3. So based on that, once we calculated what was the diameter of the column required, then we went back and we checked for this. That means our job was to satisfy these two conditions, which we did just now. 7.33 is less than 12 and E minimum is less than 0.05 D. Okay. Next. So these steps are over. The next is to check the area, to find the area of compression steel, or to calculate the area of compression steel, ASC. Again, we are going to use the same formula. We have PU equal to 0.4 FCK AC, that is the area of concrete, plus 0.67 FY ASC. Okay. So PU is 2250 multiplied by 1000 equal to 0.4 FCK is 20 for M20 concrete, and area of concrete is given by gross area AG, that is pi by 4 d square. Now we know what is d, that is 450 millimeter. So pi by 4 into 450 square will give you the area, gross area of cross section, minus ASE, that is the area of compression steel, will give you the area of concrete. So that's what AC is, plus 0.67 into 415 into ASC. If you look at this equation, so ASC is the only unknown. Therefore, ASC equal to ASC equal to 3620.3 millimeter square. 3620.3 millimeter square. Okay. So let us provide let us provide 25 millimeter dia bars. So let us provide 25 millimeter diameter bars. Therefore, number of bars equal to 3620.3 divided by area of each bar, that is pi by 4 25 square, that is equal to 7.38 bars, that is say 8. Okay. So we are going to provide 8 bars of 25 millimeter diameter bars. Therefore, we shall provide 8 bars of 25 millimeter dia. Okay. So this completes the first step. The next step is to provide lateral ties. So that is to provide lateral ties. This is as per again 26.5.3.2C, 26.5.3.2C on page 49 of the code book. So when we say we have to provide lateral ties, so we have to decide what diameter of the lateral ties we are providing and at what pitch, that is at what spacing we are providing lateral ties. So let us go with the first one. Let us find out what is the diameter of the lateral ties. So as per the code, so dia should not be less than 1/4 of the dia of the largest bar. Largest bar. Because we have only one size, that is 25 millimeter diameter bar. So that is the largest bar and that is the smallest bar. So it is 1/4 of 25 equal to 6.25 millimeter. Okay. And also the diameter of the lateral tie should be at least equal to 6 mm. That means take higher of these two values as the diameter of the lateral ties. Higher of these two values is 6.25 millimeter. So of course we don't get 6.25 millimeter lateral ties in the market. So we have to go for next higher size. So the higher size next we have is 8 millimeter diameter. Therefore, we shall use 8 mm dia lateral ties. 8 mm dia lateral ties. Okay. So once that is done, the next step is to fix the pitch or to provide the spacing. So spacing of lateral ties. Again, the code says the spacing should not be less than least lateral dimension. So for a circle, diameter itself is the least lateral dimension and diameter itself is the biggest lateral dimension. It has only one size. So in this case 450 millimeter is the lateral dimension of the circular column, and also the code says the spacing should not be greater than 16 times the dia of the smallest bar. So here the smallest bar is again 25 millimeter, that is 16 multiplied by 25, that is equal to 400 millimeter. And also the code says the spacing should not be greater than 300 millimeter. So we have to check for these three cases. The spacing should not exceed 450, the spacing should not exceed 400, and the spacing should not exceed 300 millimeter. So that means take the least of these three values as the maximum spacing or the maximum pitch of the lateral ties. So least of these three values is 300 millimeter. So we can provide lateral ties at a maximum spacing of 300 millimeter center to center. I am saying maximum because if you want, you can go below 275 or 250 millimeter or 225 millimeter center to center, but you cannot go beyond 300 millimeter center to center. Is this clear to you? So continuing, therefore we shall provide 8 mm dia lateral ties at 300 millimeter center to center. Okay, this completes the design part. The next part is detailing. That is, we have to show the reinforcement details. To show reinforcement details. So I am going to show the reinforcement details here. So we have 8 bars of 25 millimeter dia. Okay, and we are going to put lateral ties of diameter 8 millimeter all around. Okay, so the diameter of this is 450 millimeter. This is the sectional plan. The length of the column is 3.3 meter. This is 3,300 millimeter. Express everything in millimeters. So we are going to see these bars. Again, these bars we are going to see. So this is sectional elevation. That is, when you take a section here, so you are going to see these two end bars and these two bars here, and you are going to see this bar in the middle. Okay. Then comes the lateral ties. We are providing lateral ties at certain spacing. Okay. So these are so 8 of 25 mm dia bars. Okay, and same thing here. And lateral ties, that is 8 mm dia, lateral ties at 300 millimeter center to center. Okay, that is the spacing or the pitch. That is this one I am talking about. This is the pitch or the spacing. Pitch equal to 300 millimeter. Okay. So these are the lateral ties. Of 8 millimeter diameter at 300 millimeter center to center. So this is the sectional plan. Sectional plan. And this is sectional elevation. Okay, is this clear to you? So this completes the design. So let us go with the next problem. a circular column a circular column 3.6 meter high is effectively held in position at both ends and restrained against rotation at one end. Design the column to carry a factored axial load of 1800 kilonewton. If its diameter is restricted to 450 millimeter. Use M20 concrete and Fe 415 steel. This problem was from one of the examinations and this question carried 10 marks. So I am not going to solve this problem, I am going to give you the required explanation for this. So you go ahead and solve it. See, let us go through the problem. A circular column 3.6 meter high, that is the unsupported length or the total length of the column, is effectively held in position at both ends and restrained against rotation at one end. So these are the end conditions. So based on the end conditions, we have to find out what is the effective length. So to know the effective length, what you have to do is go to table 28 on page 94 of the code book. You know this already. I am trying to refresh your memory. So open table 28, page 94 of the code book. I hope you are on that page. So if you go to the first column, go to the third item, it says, sorry, not the third item, go to the second item, it says effectively held in position at both ends and restrained against rotation at one end. This is the condition the problem is talking about. So that is one end is fixed. What this means is one end is fixed and the other end is hinged. So in this case, so what is the effective length? Effective length is not 0.70 L, that is the theoretical value. If you go to the next column, that says recommended value of effective length, which is equal to 0.80 L. So LE is the effective length, that is equal to 0.80 L, where L is the unsupported length, which is equal to 3.6 meter given. Is it clear to you? So effective length is known. And also in this problem, design the column to carry a factored axial load of 1800 kilonewton. That is, the load is already factored. That is, the load is already multiplied by the load factor, which is equal to 1.5. So PU value is 1800 kilonewton. So this is factored load or ultimate load or design load. So it is one and the same. Okay. So that is Pu, that is represented by Pu, that is equal to 1800 kilonewton given. And one more thing is, the diameter of the column is restricted to 450 millimeter. That means you cannot go beyond 450 millimeter diameter of the column. So you can take 450 millimeter diameter of the column. So in the previous problem, if you remember, you did not know the diameter of the column. Okay. So we had to assume 2% of the steel. Before that, we had to assume the column was short and E minimum was less than or equal to 0.05 D. Then we had to make use of the formula. Here, because we know the diameter, because that is the value restricted, then we can go ahead and check whether the column is long or short. Okay, slenderness ratio equal to LE by D. What is LE? LE is the effective length, which is equal to 0.8 times the L. L is 3.6 meter. So once you know the effective length, once you know 450 millimeter diameter column, you can find out what is LE by D value, and of course that should be less than 12 for the column to be short. Okay. So once that condition is satisfied, the next condition to be satisfied is E minimum should be less than or at most equal to 0.05 D. To find out E minimum, you go to 25.4 on page 42 of the code book. So find out what is E minimum equal to L by 500 plus D by 30, where L is the unsupported length. L is not the effective length. So here the unsupported length given is 3.6 meter divided by 500 plus D by 30. D is the diameter, that is 450 divided by 30. Find out what is E minimum, and also the code says it should not be less than 20 millimeter. So you have two values, one is 20 mm and the other value is calculated based on L by 500 plus D by 30. So take higher of these two values as E minimum. Next, check whether that E minimum is less than or at most equal to 0.05 D. So once even this condition is satisfied, then go ahead and make use of the formula given under 39.3 on page 71. So what is the formula? By now you all know Pu equal to 0.4 FCKAC plus 0.67 FYASC. So in that equation, everything is known except the area of concrete. So you know what is, except the area of steel, not the area of concrete. So you know the diameter, you can find out what is the gross sectional area. So AC, that is the area of concrete, equal to gross area of cross section minus ASC. Cross section area is given by pi by 4 multiplied by 450 square. So that way you can find out in that equation ASC directly. So assume some suitable diameter of the bar and find out how many diameter of the bars, how many bars you need. Once you have those bars, the next step is to provide lateral ties. So follow the same procedure to provide the lateral ties as recommended in the code. So once you provide lateral ties, go ahead and show everything in a figure as reinforcement details. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. So this completes the design of circular short column. Okay. Thank you.